What's going on guys, Unknown Player here. In this video, we'll be talking about the Rising Light emblem, doing some speculation. I'm going to be talking about some theories going around the internet as to what this emblem means, how it could hint to a future DLC or event. So don't take this as any hard facts or news, simply speculation and theories. So as you guys probably know, this special emblem is what Bungie gave us for playing between the 7th and the 10th of January. I made videos about them already, but if you didn't manage to play from those dates, then you won't have this emblem, unfortunately. It's a limited time thing, and if you did play, then go check the emblem kiosk under Collection 4, Promotional 3. It won't be in the Postmaster, which is where a lot of people are checking, and I've had people confused, tweeting me asking where the emblem is. It should be in the kiosk, and if it's definitely not there, and you definitely played, then Bungie is aware of it, and they're looking into anyone who hasn't got their emblem yet. But enough about how to get the emblem. What does it mean? Now, I touched on this a little bit in a recent video and asked you guys to leave comments with your speculation as to what you think the emblem could mean. And like I said, I always read the comments of all my videos, so I've read all your speculation, which is what I'm going to talk about in this video. And it's really interesting to see your guys' opinions. Also, if you haven't seen my video on the next event for Destiny called The Dawning, I'll link that in the description. You should definitely pause this video and watch that video first, so you know what I mean when I talk about the Dawning event. But either way you look at it, the Rising Light emblem is definitely significant and has some meaning behind it. If you know Bungie, and if you've been playing Destiny for a while, then you'll know that they don't do things for no reason. They love to put subtle hints into the game as to things coming soon and things they're working on, and cool little Easter eggs in the game. And although I wish they would give us way more info about what's next, this is definitely a subtle hint as to the next event or DLC for the game. So it's a matter of figuring out what this emblem could mean and what they're hinting towards. One of the biggest theories going around right now, which has caught a lot of traction, is that the emblem represents Mercury, and the Dawning event or a future event, maybe Spring DLC, will have us set on Mercury doing things there. I believe GameSpot came up with this theory, and I'll link their article in the description. If you look at the Rising Light emblem, you can see how the red circle could be seen to be the sun, and the objects on the bottom could be the spires on Mercury. You can see the loading screen for the lighthouse when you fly into it, and this area is called the Calaris Spires, which is an area of Mercury, and that's where the lighthouse social space is set. And the sun is in a slightly different position to the emblem. Also, spires are also arranged differently, but you could see how it does look a little bit similar. Now, if this theory was right, this could mean the Dawning opens up the lighthouse for us to do stuff there, maybe pick up quests, or maybe there's some kind of NPCs for things to be done there, or maybe there's some PvE activities that let us open up the lighthouse chest as some kind of loot rewards, or one of the blocked off doors could open and we can go explore some new areas in the lighthouse. There are a lot of blocked off doors, or maybe we could finally actually meet Azaris. There's a lot of possibilities. This is all pretty far-fetched, and I 100% guarantee none of this will actually happen in the Dawning event, and if by some chance it did happen, it wouldn't be until the later Spring event. We do know that the Dawning February event is going to be the same size as the Festival of the Lost, and that's what Bungie told us directly, so nothing major in terms of content. It's just going to be microtransactions and quests and a decorated tower, and then a month or two later in spring we're going to be getting a much bigger event. We don't know how big it's going to be, whether it's going to be as big as an expansion like the Dark Below with raids and stuff like that, but we do know it's going to be bigger than anything we've seen so far in the Taken King, bigger than Challenge Mode, the Festival of the Lost, and Sparrow Racing and all of that stuff. So anything cool happens with Mercury, like I mentioned, it won't be until spring. I guarantee it won't be happening anything massive in terms of content in the Dawning event, but it seems like Bungie could actually reuse Mercury for some other activity. I could definitely see it happening. Bungie do reuse spaces a lot, and a tiny percentage of people have actually reached the lighthouse. I believe it's 16%. I heard that number going around, but believe that 16% of people who played Trials of Azaris have actually managed to go flawless and reach the lighthouse, which is a really, really small percentage of people, and that's only the people that have actually played Trials of Azaris. That's not the general people who play Destiny. So if you think about it, there's probably less than 5% of people that have actually played Destiny who have actually been to the lighthouse, and it's such an amazing space, like literally one of my favorite places to be in Destiny. And it seems like a little bit of a waste to have only a tiny percentage of people who have seen it. And Bungie, of course, put a lot of work into the lighthouse and making it look so cool and putting it there. So it seems like a little bit of a waste for us to not have the entire Destiny player base who have experienced it, just like we can all go to the reef. So I feel like it's definitely possible before Destiny 2 them to make the lighthouse a lot more accessible. So Mercury DLC or even some new content that focuses on Mercury, I think is very, very likely. But like I said, that won't be happening in the Dawning. That won't be happening until much later down in the year of year 2, probably around spring or maybe even later on. Now, my personal opinion on the Rising Light emblem, I don't think it actually resembles Mercury. I think it resembles a lot more of the Traveler in front of the city, or maybe even the sun, and the spires in the bottom could be the skyscrapers or possibly the tower. And I think personally Bungie wouldn't tease a Mercury DLC if it isn't coming out until spring or later on. I bet the Rising Light emblem is through the Dawning event that we're getting in February, and like I said, let me know what you think in the comment section. My personal theory is the emblem is through the Dawning. In the video about that, I also mentioned how the tower vendors celebrate it like it's a good event, like it's a celebration of when the tower first arrived above the city possibly, or simply it's a celebration of New Year's. Destiny and the people in the tower seem to have their own fictional holidays they celebrate, and we saw that during Halloween where they celebrated the Festival of the Lost which is their version of it. That doesn't mean they celebrate every single event in real life. We didn't have any Christmas event or snow event in the tower. That does mean every single holiday is covered in game. My best guess is that the rising light is to do the dawning, because the names are very similar as well. The rising light and the dawning both mean sunrise. That could be a metaphor for the tower first rising over the city, or possibly even just the New Year celebration. A very far out theory is that it could be the traveler opening up and actually doing something, but like I said, that seems a bit much and probably was something we won't see for a very long time. So there we have it, a load of speculation and theories and ideas from me, and also you guys and the community. As always, look forward to reading your comments. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Drop a like rating on the video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, which is linked in the description, and subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.